Okay, there we go. I thought it was gonna freeze on me there.
Every time you're like, oh god, don't do this.
It's like a fucking gamble sometimes. It's like it either chooses to work or it just doesn't do anything.
Don't do this to me, don't fuck me over, come on.
Yeah. Well, we should be live now. Yep, there it goes. We're live on YouTube.
God. Oh no.
Well, yeah, so this is going to be a special episode of Gamer Couch Club because I actually haven't done this before, but I want to get your thoughts about your travels trips to here in California. Because
yes,
it's always fun getting a new timer's first trip.
Yeah, it was shit. It was terrible. I hated it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm never going back. No, so little context for people who don't know. If it wasn't so obvious from the accent of mine, I'm from the UK, and I had not been to America since I was about 6 years old. And so recently, I had a conversation with my cousin and her friend, and I realized that I'm no longer a broke as fuck student. So I messaged Callie. When was it? Back in like November? Was it something like that?
Something like that. It was.
I just
a while
went.
Ago.
What was it? It was something along the lines of, "Hey, when you free next?"
Yeah.
And I think you kind of thought it was kind of like a podcast or something, and then I just sent you like a screenshot of me going to place in California that I'm not going to specifically disclose for his own safety.
I mean, you could say you could say the general area.
Okay, it was like LA.
Yeah.
Is that all right, me to say?
Yeah.
Right. So I just sent him a screenshot of here are the plane tickets that I've just paid for. And I can't remember what you said, but it was something along the lines of just the emote of like eyes emoji or something like that. Because it was kind of just out of the blue. It's one of the times where I was just like, fuck it. Like we're just doing it. Yeah, so a few months passed, and it's now March. I think I ended March or February. I can't remember exactly when I came over. I think it was March or February. And yeah, that was the first time I was in America. And first stepping foot into America, the first thing I realized is, holy shit, your TSA is the slowest motherfuckers in the universe. Like, I have been, for context, I have been to so many different countries in Europe, and they all get you through TSA on, like, their version of TSA in, like, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's fine. And then you go and get your luggage. I was standing in this line for, like, an hour. Dude. I think I texted you saying, like, I'm here, but I'm still in the line.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the worst part is I needed to pee the whole time. It's literally like, because I kind of just assumed that I was gonna get out of the. I kind of assumed I was gonna get out of the airplane and then just through the TSA. It was all gonna be fine. Because you know what? I've been checked. In England. It's fine.
Nope.
And I got out. I was like, it's okay. There's gonna be a bathroom somewhere.
Oh no, yeah, it's pretty.
I was so bad.
The bathrooms in the LAX are actually pretty hard to get to sometimes because they're pretty far.
Bro, I've never fucking ran so fast after I got out of the TSA. Because it was an hour. Do you know how bad it is when you've got to like hold it for an hour? It was just like, oh fucking, can we just move on, please? And I think it made me look weird because it didn't help the fact that when I got to the TSA agent, I was kind of stressed out from the fact I thought I was going to pee myself. And two, they started asking me questions because I'm one guy who's got on an airplane for 11 hours to meet someone who I've actually never met before in real life. I suddenly started getting questions of like, okay, so where does he actually go, like live, and all these questions. And like, I think the guy just looked at me like, this guy's got scammed, isn't he? because like I had to keep saying like no, we met online.
Yeah.
We've known each other for years. Yeah. And I think there is a TSA agent in America now that is straight up convinced that I have been scammed or something something along those lines. And yeah, that was the first like hour I had in America. But I didn't have to wait long. Like once I eventually got through and then I finally got outside, I think realistically I was fine. Though I was kind of confused as to where I had to go because I'd never been to LAX before. So, but I think I would have had that same confusion regardless of where I was.
Yeah, you probably would have. LAX is pretty confusing in and of itself, especially if it's your first time. Because like,
it's fine. I've been on a few of these trips now. Bear in mind, again, context. When I spoke to my cousin, it wasn't just that. I also went to another place on my own to meet another friend because I've kind of decided I want to go and see everyone because I have no reason not to, and all my friends are online. Well, except like 3. Cool. So, yeah, if I'm going to use the corporate money for something.
Money well spent.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I mean, if I have nothing. I have no kids. I'm turning 25 in a couple months. I have no kids. I have no wife. I am just me. And so, what else am I gonna do? But back to the whole America thing. I think I then got into a bus, and then about 30 minutes later, I got to try your train systems for the first time.
Ah, yes, the underdeveloped train systems, huh?
Yeah, it's more like a tram system. It's like not even trains, really.
Yeah.
It was fine. Like the one I got on at the time was just okay.
Real quick, shout out to Devil Shooter and Retro in the chat. What's up, you guys? Hope you guys are having a good day.
Hey guys. And by the way, your metro is so much cheaper than ours. Like, it's actually ridiculously cheaper than ours.
Nelson knows the struggle of the metro system here.
I mean, to be fair, I would have had to use, even if I did know how to, I know how to drive, by the way. Before someone says, oh, does Adam just not know how to drive? I know how to drive, I'm just not legally allowed to. I don't have a license. Does that make sense? I have a condition, which means that I have bad in tests. And so every time I've ever gone to do my test, I've just failed it.
Yeah, so you couldn't even drive around LA, which for those of you who aren't from the US, getting around California in of itself is a challenge without a car. I mean, you can do it in LA, but it's not recommended.
Well, you definitely can do it because I did it. It's doable. It's just not a thing I wouldn't recommend it. If I was going back, I would probably... I think I'll have to get my license before I go back. Like, realistically, as much as I would love to go back normally, and I probably could, I think I would have to either dedicate more money to Ubers and Lyfts than...
Yes, burn more money
on the train. I saw some shit on that train, honestly. Like, that was... Like... So, like, you're... Oh, God.
Can you find the words to say
it? You know what's funny is, like, like, I got asked by my mother, right? Because I told my family about me doing the whole just traveling the world thing, right? And... obviously, this is the first time I'd ever been to America. I wanted to get ideas of like how America was, and so the only people I could really ask were my parents, right?
Yeah.
and my parents were like, yeah, it's fine, everything like that. And then when I came back, they asked me like, oh, so did anything happen while you were in LA? And I was like, nothing. I didn't tell them about the World Star like fight that I saw on the train one day. Like full on. I think it was just after you and I had gone to Universal as I was going home. No, it wasn't that because you dropped me off. I think it was the day after. Because I got to meet Callie and his parents and everything. His mum and dad are lovely, by the way. They took me out for Mexican food, which was...
Well, we'll get into that a little later.
Insightful.
Yeah.
I don't know how to go through this, whether I go for the most eventful shit that happened or just go day by day.
I guess kind of go into why you kind of planned out your days in LA and what
my
you wanted to
days
go see.
basically... My days basically amounted to what did I just feel like doing today?
So you didn't really have a plan then?
I mean, I had an idea as to what I wanted to go and do. So before I'd come out, I was like, okay, these are the things that I want to do while I'm here, right? So my first day, because my flight was delayed and I took so long on the TSA and everything, I didn't get to the hotel till really late. So basically, I got to the hotel and I watched TV and ate pizza. That was basically my first evening in LA. And then the first day, which was the next day, I wanted to go to the observatory. And I wanted to go to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, because you know what, you go do the touristy shit, right?
Yeah.
I told you about this, and obviously the chat don't know, but I got to the whole of... I didn't realize like how much homelessness there was around the whole, like the Walk of Fame. I almost called it the Walk of Shame for a second there, but it's not.
Okay, let me clarify this for like people who don't live in the U.S. Okay, because a lot of people really don't understand this because they just watch the movies and think like L.A. is like this like glamorous place that's clean, right? But when you actually live here and you go to LA as many times as I or anybody else who lives here does, you realize, oh no, it's nothing like the movies. It's nowhere as clean. And you kind of take that for granted, especially because like I mean, there are other countries that do a good job of cleaning them off, like the bigger cities, like how you mentioned the UK when you were here, right? Like they kind of just like push the homeless out into different areas. In LA, no, they don't do that.
No, they don't. So in the UK, like central London, you don't really see them, because what happens is, generally speaking, and this is more so of the politicians, they will incentivize, also known as just push them out, homelessness and poorer people out to the outskirts of London. So if you are not within zone 1, 2, or 3, like if you're in zone 1, 2, or 3, and that's mostly the touristy areas and everything like that, everything looks really nice, right?
Yeah.
The moment you get to like zone 4 outwards, that's when you start going, oh, okay, this is the real shit. So, like, for example, I think where I grew up was, I think, zone 6. Like, I was basically right at the end of one of the train lines. That's where I grew up. Like, that's how far out we were from London, or the inside of London. So, yeah. But I got to LA, and I looked down the, like, the Walk of Fame, and... Now, the actual strip for the Walk of Fame was pretty good. I think it was the week before. It was the week before the Oscars. So whenever that was, I think it was during March. So a lot of the strip was being like built up for the Oscars. Which I also think is why it was so surprising that it was so cheap. Because like for me getting there, because I'm like I flew in like just before the Oscars, which when I would have assumed there would have been so many like hotel rooms taken.
Well, okay, sort of okay. To be fair, where you were staying at wasn't exactly luxury.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Oh God, yeah.
People called me fucking crazy, by the way, for that.
I even called you crazy.
I have never had so many people going, "Are you fucking sure?" I stayed in Compton.
Yes, and for people who don't know, Compton is practically it's kind of.
Oh, come on! Like, people don't know where the fucking Compton is or how it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Come
Yeah.
on.
You guys
Rap
have probably
music
seen
in the
the
last
movies.
30 years have not told anyone that. So.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
fine. I had no problems in Compton, by the way.
Yeah.
I genuinely, I imagine there is stuff and everything. I'm sure there are things that are bad that happen, right? But in the week that I was there, I had no problems. And everyone just was like, "What? What do you mean you were in Compton for a week and nothing happened?" No, genuinely, I was fine. Nothing occurred. And I was slightly disappointed.
It's like you wanted someone to go up to you and rob you.
I've listened to Eminem, I've listened to Tupac, I've listened to Biggie, all of these like fucking large names talking about Compton before and all of that in rap music. I'm like, holy shit, this white boy's about to learn some shit. I got there and it was fine. It was just like, I went to Walmart to get some stuff. I had pizza delivery. I was okay. Nothing happened. Like, and the only time anything actually happened was when I was on the Red Line subway. And that was like near LA, so like near the Hollywood stuff, like all the touristy stuff. That's when I saw all the homeless stuff, homeless people and everything. I was like, okay. I was under the impression that Compton I was gonna get fucking stabbed or something, but nothing.
I mean, you could if you went to the wrong part of Compton, but you.
Yeah, I was in like the middle.
Yeah.
And you know exactly where I was because Dad dropped me off in the car. You know exactly where I was.
Yeah.
Like, I was fine. I don't think it's up. At least for the time I was there, it was fine. So the reason I went to Compton, by the way, is because it was such short notice, I basically tried to find hotels that I could afford to go to at that sort of short notice, and there wasn't a lot of options, realistically, to be honest. And I just booked it, and it was non-refundable at that point. So yeah, but the room was lovely, massively. By the way, the whole idea of Americans doing, like, if they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it massive. Just saw the message that man had a death wish. Oh,
yeah.
I was genuinely fine. I genuinely I had more issues in other parts of LA than I did have in Compton. Genuinely. And I was out like late on some nights. Like, I went to a comedy club one night and didn't get back to the hotel till like midnight, and it was just okay. I went to Walmart at like 11 o'clock at night. It was fine.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you didn't have a bad experience staying there, because like, yeah, I mean,
I feel like at worst, the only problem I had in Compton at one point was I got off at the wrong stop on the bus.
I remember you telling me that.
That was the only issue I had. And that's because I had my brain set to UK. So obviously, like, the direction that we get on the bus is a different side. So I went over to the wrong side and just watched the bus leave. That was the worst part. That was the worst thing I had in Compton. Genuinely. Oh, and your Pizza Hut is better than ours, by the way.
Yes.
Everyone told me that, like, when I ordered pizza on my first night, I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna what's okay, Pizza Hut, fuck it. I know Pizza Hut. It might not be great, but it's like late and I don't know what's open and I don't really know anything. So I'm just gonna order Pizza Hut. It was good. It was all right. But then everyone told me like, "Oh man, Pizza Hut sucks so hard," and I was like, "Bro, if you think that sucks
when you're a
hard,
local here, you kind of know what's the good pizza from the bad pizza."
no, I wasn't. I'd been in America for a total about 3 hours.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's fair, that's fair. But like, I'm just saying, like to us,
I get it, and I feel like if we had met up longer, then yep, it was quite some time.
Oh no, he's talking to a double shooter.
Oh, sorry, I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, your pizza is just good. I don't know what to tell you. Like, Pizza Hut in the UK is so much worse. Like, it's just kind of dog shit here. That's some advice if you ever want to come over to the UK. Don't go to Pizza Hut, please. Genuinely, it's like slop.
No, I want to bounce off the pizza topic to get your thoughts about the portion sizes that you were talking about so much here.
Oh my god, you guys, your portion sizes are like so fucking weird.
Because like I don't think a lot of British people actually, like a lot of people from the UK actually know like how our portions really are.
I'm gonna give the example of me going with your family to the Mexican restaurant for this.
Yeah.
Right. So his mum and dad drop us off at Universal. It was very nice of them because they were going shopping anyway. After we'd gone to Universal and done all the stuff there, I told your mum and dad that I'd never had proper Mexican food because we don't really have it here in the UK. Like if you go to, you have to outwardly go to very specific places to get genuine Mexican food. Otherwise, you just have Taco Bell, right? And our Taco Bell is just dreadful. It just is. I don't know if it's the same in America. I didn't have it in America. We get to this restaurant, and your mum starts telling me stuff about like all different Mexican foods. I've never heard these words in my life. Right?
Yep.
I have.
It just blew your mind.
Your mum. I just remember your mum started listing out things in the restaurant, and I'm just sat there like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
Real quick, double shooter. It's not that hard to believe. I mean, California does have a lot of good food here, because like there are pretty nice restaurants, and Mexican food. Because we're so close to the border, we get a lot of good Mexican food. Yeah. I'm just saying because like UK isn't really known for Mexican food because you know
we just don't have it because it's not.
There's hardly
any in the culture. If you wanted like French food or Spanish deli meats or stuff like that from like Spain and Portugal, then yeah, you'd get that, but not Mexican food. We just don't have it. So your mum orders me a platter, like a tasting platter, and it's supposed to have small portions, and I'm putting quotation marks around that, small portions of each of the foods so that I can try it out. This fucking plate that comes out, holy shit, I looked at it and I was like, what the fuck is this? It's like, it was all nice food. It was just, there was so much of it. I think I ate like a third of it and I was like, I'm done. I'm like, I am full. I don't actually think I ate more than like a single meal a day in America because your portion sizes was just so fucking big that like and I'm a big guy. Like if anyone's seen any like real life photos of me, I'm a fat fuck, right? How do you guys eat this food? Genuinely. I'm like, I got a third of the way through and then had to take like a take home box and then ate the rest like the next day in the hotel because I was like, I can't finish this. And that was every meal. Everything from breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything was freaking huge.
Yeah, you just had leftovers practically.
I went to 7-Eleven. I went to 7-Eleven on the last day, right? And I saw what a fucking big gulp was for the first time.
Oh yeah.
It was like $2 and it was like 2 liters of drink, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
It's
like
you're
small
soda.
Pardon?
Oh no, I'm just saying it's a good price for the soda. That's why people buy it. But
It's
like,
really good price, right? Like it was like $2 for like just fuckloads of drink, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I was so all right. When I went to 7-Eleven, if there are people in the chat that have never been to Europe, right? If you go to 7-Eleven and you get a small, like between a small and a medium, right? That size is a large in the UK. Right? If you look at that size of big gulp, that is a medium, or that's like a large drink in the UK by comparison. Right?
the 20 LZ costs more, better to get the bigger
the big fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do the XXL. I got like a small because I was like, that's the large for us. And then I found out it was like, I think the difference between like a medium and an extra large was something like 50 cents. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? And then your mum told me that if I went to Texas, it would be like twice the size for all this food.
Yes.
And I think I just kind of melted. I was so fucking... I told my parents when I came back, and they were like, yeah. And I was like, why didn't you tell me? And they were like, we thought you'd know. It's like, oh my god. I was like, at breakfast, they had like... Oh, by the way, American, like, at least for the hotel I went to, your breakfasts suck compared to Europe. Like, you don't know how to do breakfast, I'm sorry.
I honestly think our breakfasts are at least better than yours in the UK.
No.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry.
Yes.
No, because you don't have the option.
What do you mean?
In America, all I had for breakfast was you had waffles, pancakes, muffins, like McMuffins sort of things, cereal, and then you had like sausage burger patties and bacon and eggs, right? That's what they had for breakfast every day.
That's better than beans and toast in the UK.
Dude, you have not had that. Also, beans on toast you wouldn't have for breakfast.
Really?
Trust me. Breakfast in Europe, especially out, like, I'm not even saying UK, right? Like, Europe has much better breakfast than you. Because the difference in meats and fruits and everything like that is just so much nicer. I'm sorry. You guys just don't... I've been to better places with better breakfast. I'm sorry. You just suck.
Devil Shooter pointing out, now you know why obesity is a problem in the US.
Dude, I'm a fat fuck. Dude, I'm a big guy. And when I was eating, I was like, how the fuck do any of you stay skinny? Genuinely, how is it even possible? Because Callie's mom was telling me, oh yeah, this like California's like kind of small portions compared to the rest of America. How the fuck does that happen?
Yeah.
I was just so confused. I was so fucking... Oh my god. But anyway, the food was lovely. Like, I like Mexican food, but now you've ruined Mexican food for me. Because I've had good Mexican food now. And now I have, like... I think I had Taco Bell, like, a week after, like, I'd come back. Because I'd gone with my colleagues during a lunch hour. And I was just like, oh man, this is shit. It's like when you have the best burger in the world and then you're like, oh, McDonald's doesn't taste as good anymore.
Yeah. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. Like when you get used to like some really good food, it's hard to really go back.
Yeah. Can I talk about tipping since we're on food and everything?
Sure. Since that's
I gave up with tipping. I gave up.
I figured. I know you really don't like tipping culture.
I tried so hard for the first 2 days to try and understand your tipping culture, and at just one point I gave up and just... I still tipped. I just forgot how much I was tipping.
Really?
I was just like, okay, what is 15%? Everyone gets 15%. Because I don't know, I don't understand anymore. I'm trying to work this shit out, but for some reason you guys are doing fucking calculator work. And I just don't understand it. Just freaking... Oh my god. Like, I don't want to be a dick because I'm like, okay, I understand that you have a tipping culture, and that's just how you guys are. It's shit, and it is categorically doesn't work in the rest of the world. For some reason, the US was like, nah, fuck it, we're gonna make it sure it works. But yeah, I just everyone got 15%. I think everyone just assumed I wasn't gonna tip though, because I swear I went to some restaurants and that where like they heard my accent and just were like, ah, fuck.
Yeah, it's because like it's because a lot of foreigners don't tip when they come here, so you kind of just have to expect
Yeah,
that.
I get. The thing is, I get why they wouldn't tip, because in the UK we don't tip. Well,
Yeah.
we do, but it's like $1 or $2. Like it's already assumed because of how salary wages are in the UK and in Europe, that the person is already getting paid their full amount, right? They don't expect to be tipped. I'm going to sound like a dick to the Americans, but this is genuinely just how the UK and Europe is. I don't tip delivery drivers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't tip them because that just isn't a thing that we do. Right? But then I saw a clip like yesterday of a woman actively taking away someone's delivery stuff because they didn't tip her. Like, I was like, bro, what? I saw that on a video yesterday on Twitter, and I was like, holy shit, really?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't tip the pizza man, then if you get them next time, then there's a possibility they might spit in your food.
Yep. See, I went through Uber Eats, and Uber Eats just adds the tip anyway.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even give you an option of like no tip. It's like, right, you're giving 15% minimum. Like, that was when I ordered the Pizza Hut. Right, by the way, your Pizza Hut's better, but holy shit, it's more expensive. Right? I ordered like a normal, like a 2-liter drink because you guys have root beer and we don't have that in the UK now. I'm really upset about. And just a standard large pizza. It wasn't even large. I think it was a medium pizza. It cost me like $40 for the whole thing. I was like, what? I looked at it. It was because of the tip.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think it was like 20 before, and then it was like an extra 20, and I was like, I would normally say no to this and then go to the Pizza Hut, but I don't know where the fuck I am.
Wait, did they really outlaw root beer?
It's not outlawed. It's just really fucking difficult to get here.
Why?
Because just places don't sell it. Just apparently doesn't sell very well in the UK. But me and my dad love root beer, and my sister likes root beer. And there's only like one store in the UK that sells it, and that's Asda, and that's because it's an American company.
Ah, gotcha.
Asda is, by the way, is Walmart in the UK. It is actually Walmart. It's owned by the same company. It's just Walmart is a trademarked name here in the UK already, so they had to use a different name. If I say Asda is Walmart.
Gotcha.
If you ever hear anyone talk about Asda, that it just think Walmart. They are literally, everything is the same because they are literally the same company.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
you just taught me something new.
Yeah, they are quite literally the same company. Apparently, Walmart was already a taken name by the time they tried to come out into the UK. Cream soda we do have. We do have cream soda. I don't like cream soda, but we have it. Just not a fan of it. My granddad really likes cream soda, though, thinking about it. Yeah, that's completely off topic, but yeah.
I'm gonna say off topic, but yeah.
I'm a rambly motherfucker.
Nah, you're good. You're good. But okay, so
how about we talk about take it back?
How about we talk about this?
I'm sorry.
About some of the locations you went to.
I'm sorry, NGC. I don't like cream soda. I've tried it. I'm not a fan. I'm not saying I wouldn't drink it if it was like the last drink on earth. I'm just saying I prefer other drinks. That's all I'm saying. I will say it was weird. It was weird drinking actual soda again, because we have the sugar tax in the UK, so what we have a lot less sugar in our drinks.
Yes. I was actually going to ask you about that. Like, how did that taste, like, difference-wise?
It tasted fine. So, like, the standard drinks of, like, Sprite and Coca-Cola was all fine. There was a slight difference, but for the most part, it was fine. But the moment you got into, like, milkshakes and stuff like that, it was so much sweeter.
Yes.
Because you guys just had way more sugar. In the UK, you don't get that because since the sugar tax, like I haven't had what I would regard as proper soda since the sugar tax, and the sugar tax was in oh god, I can't remember when that was. Sugar tax. I'm gonna Google this. Uh, 2016. So in the last 8 years, I haven't had as much sugar in my drinks because that's just how it is. And if you do, you have to spend extra money for it, which is bullshit. Yeah. Let's talk about the attractions and that. I think we have a sugar tax secretly, so the price tripled in the last 5 minutes. So NGC, there's a difference between the sugar tax and just inflation, right? Because we have that as well. There is a common joke in the UK where the economy is rated by the size of a chocolate bar. So there's a chocolate bar in the UK called a Freddo. And there is a common joke of how bad is the economy, and then you just look at what the price of a Freddo is. So a Freddo back in like 2000 was like 20p, or it was like 10p. And now it's like 50, 60p, and people are like, oh, it's bullshit, it's doubled in price. But that's a common joke. Yeah, let's go off the food because I think you guys have we've kind of talked that to death in the last 18 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I was asking is like maybe we should go into like the places you visited, like
so
iconic
I already
locations.
mentioned I went to the observatory. That was cool. It was smaller than I thought it was. Like whenever you see in pictures and like online and everything, like it always looks huge. But when you get into it, the reason why it looks huge is because most of it is just the attraction, like the actual shows. I couldn't do the shows because of the timings. They're really weird timings there. But it was free, so yeah. It was also the first time I got to meet a proper American conspiracy theorist.
Oh, really?
Did I not tell you about the cab driver that I had?
No.
Okay, so on my way to the observatory, I was in a cab with a woman driver, and she was kind of asking me, like, she noticed my accent. She was like, "Oh, you from the UK and everything?" I was like, "Yeah," and she was like, and then I can't remember how it got into it. She was like, "Oh, what are you doing over here?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I met a guy who I used to do YouTube stuff with and everything." And then she started asking me about YouTube stuff. This car ride ends with me telling her how to start a YouTube channel and how money and AdSense works. By the way.
Oh, really fun topic, huh?
Yeah. She full on for the whole cab ride. But do you know what she wanted to talk about on her? And the reason why that came up is because the content she was gonna make was TikTok style, like YouTube shorts, talking about full-on conspiracies. She believed in. I told her about, oh, the weather's so nice here, and she went, yeah, this is the fake weather. What? She was like, yeah, weather here's not like this normally. They put stuff in the air. The moment I heard that, I was like, holy shit, these people are real.
Now that you mention it, I think I do remember you bringing that topic up.
Because I remember, I think I told you, like, off as soon as I got off the fucking car, I was like, holy shit, what is this?
I think my response to that was like, you mean like those people that thought that the internet.
Yes, she was the woman that thought the 5G was a thing. Genuinely, when I talk about this woman was like full on. I'm not kidding, and I'm not making this shit up. It was the most weird shit I'd ever had in my whole life. This conversation, she believed in chemtrails. She believed in fucking aliens. She believed in like the 5G. The moment I mentioned TikTok and the fact that it was a Chinese company, she immediately was like, "I'm deleting it off my phone." It was so oh my god, it was like do you know the sort of conversation where you're like, I really want to end this conversation right now, but you keep talking?
Yeah, they just keep going on forever.
Like I will ramble on for I think we've quite seen that in the last 40 minutes. I will ramble on like a motherfucker. But even I in this conversation was like, please just get me out of this fucking car. Please, I will happily pay. I will give you money to let me leave. Because like, the amount of bullshit I'm hearing from you right now is, oh my god.
It's like, please stop talking.
I was like,
oh, that sounds like a fun car ride though. But
I was in there for like 20 minutes. It was so fucking weird. Then I got out of the car, I gave her $10 in a tip, and I was just like, I am never ordering. That was the first time I'd ever ordered Lyft. It took me another day and a half before I decided to order another Lyft. That woman actively made me not get cab rides for a day and a half. That's how bad it was. That's a lie. I took a cab back to where I was back down the hill, but that was about it. So yeah, the Tesla coil at the observatory is cool though. I find it ironic that I had a full-on conspiracy theorist taking me to a very scientific area.
Yeah,
it's just really ironic that I've got this dumb as fuck woman who apparently now is making content. I assume making content. Because she was like full on, I don't want to do the cab driving anymore. I want to have my own business and everything. I want to make this content so I can tell the world about the truth. Sure, love.
Work. Anyway, okay, so I'm gonna I'm gonna put this into context before I transition into it. But when Adam got here, it was pretty cloudy and gloomy. Like he had brought, and I
brought the weather with me.
Yeah, he brought his UK weather to California.
Yeah, I mean it was still warmer and sunnier. Yeah. It was so sunny on the day I was leaving. I was so angry. I was like, "You motherfuckers, you waited."
the day
if there is chemtrails, you motherfuckers, you knew.
But yeah, so I wanted to ask you about your time at the beach, because I know you went to the beach too here, and you know.
I did, and I went on one of the only days where it was sunny. And yet I took a picture. I took like a video, because one of my friends, who's another content creator, he does, or at least he did, and the whole stuff happened. He did GTA 5 content. So obviously, being in LA, kind of have to tell him. I sent him a video of me at the Santa Monica beach, and I looked up, and there was just a gray cloud, just like it was following me in the distance. I was like, "Oh shit, I pissed off." If I don't believe in God, but I feel like I pissed off someone. Was I not meant to be here? Was this not allowed? Are British people not allowed to be in LA? Are we forbidden? You shall not be here because it's fucking sunny and you're not allowed to have that. You must be a pasty white motherfucker.
Nelson going the rest of America isn't as trashy as California. I wouldn't say California is trashy because there are really nice parts of it. It's just like the major British cities.
This person's like, "Are you British?" I believe, sir, the term is English. I would like my tea and my crumpets and fuck off. No, but seriously, yes. I am English. I'm about as English as you can get. I'm from London. Basically, we make the white people. Basically at this point. I heard that as a joke when I was at the comedy club.
Adam stealing jokes.
Jokes? I'm me. No. I'm not stealing jokes. Don't. I was gonna make a joke about that woman comedian, but I completely forgot her name. Because she's so irrelevant.
You want to talk about the big one? Okay. The Universal experience.
Yeah, we went to Universal and it pissed down with rain.
It was the worst time to go to the theme park, and we just decided to
genuine. I was so originally, Callie and I were gonna meet up for a couple of days, but because of real life shit, Callie couldn't do more than a day. Because I think the original plan for us was like we were gonna do like 2-3 days or something like that, but then stuff happened. I'm not gonna say what because it's your business. I also tried reaching out to Necro, but I think he was too busy. We get to Universal, and we get in, and there's the Harry Potter side, and I made the joke of, it's more authentic this way, to be honest. With the rain. And, oh my god. I understand when you guys get annoyed when you hear an English person do an American accent. It's not always perfect and everything. Americans can't do English accents.
I think the thing that triggers people the most is when you guys do it. It just sounds more like the typical California accent.
Yeah, that's probably because most of the content we watch is from LA. Like, it's Los Angeles based, so most of the content we watch is like Texas or LA.
Yeah.
So that's where we get the accent from, because we pull it from. None of you, not even your trained actors, can do a fucking English accent. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It doesn't work. I got in there and I start hearing, because there was the guy when we came in who was next to the train talking, and I could hear the bullshit shit accent this American guy was trying to make. And I didn't say anything at the time, but I kind of wanted to go, please shut up. Please, for the sake of my fucking heritage, shut the fuck up. You are pissing on my ancestors' accent.
Yeah, you really didn't like that, his accent. I remember.
I was actually...
You just brought up that, like, the Americans can't do the British accent.
I wanted to be nice, but fuck you guys. No. It's just no. Please, just don't. And yeah, that was that. And then Universal's so much smaller than I thought it was. Like I said this on the day, like you can genuinely do it's water, Garuda, water. Not water. And I'm from the East End and I say water. Anyway, water bottle. There you go.
Yeah, but back to the Universal topic though.
Yeah, Universal you can do in a whole day. Like we did Universal in a day.
So
we got there at like 1 p.m. and we were done by like 6, and like we didn't do everything because we're two quite big guys, so there was some stuff that I couldn't do, and like there's Callie's done it all before. So we didn't do everything, but like you genuinely could do everything.
Yeah.
Like
so basically,
if you got there at like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m.
For anyone who hasn't gone to Universal here in California, it's relatively small. It's not as big as like something like Disneyland.
It looks so much bigger in every picture you see.
That's just because
you can do
rides,
the whole
though.
thing in a day. I'm now being taken the piss out of for me saying water. Well done.
You fell for the trap.
I think there's something wrong with my monitor. It keeps going on and off, and I'm kind of worried.
It's about to die.
my monitor's like, shut the fuck up, I have to check the cables because I had to move everything around to put this AC in.
Gotcha.
Anyway, yeah, Universal just looks so much bigger than it is. But if you get there at like 10 a.m., you'd do the whole place in a day.
Yeah.
And I mean, literally everything, all the rides, everything. You can get it all done in a day with the wait times.
And we even managed to get City Walk done, like go walk through all the way through it too.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how small it is. Did the Transformers thing, that was pretty cool. We did the new bit of the City Walk thing.
The Mario Land.
No, not Mario Land. It was
like
that new movie that was coming out. That's made by one of the guys from Key and Peele. Can't remember.
Yeah, no, I remember.
I can't remember. Yeah, that was okay. And then Callie was like taking the piss. Like he knew because you've done everything at Universal because you're a local. So, he was like spoiling shit before stuff happened. He was like, "Oh yeah, I've seen this bit. Oh, I've seen this bit." And then you told me about like the Fast and Furious bit, which is very obviously something very old. Because you can just tell from the models.
The graphics
it looked like
age well for that one.
Straight out of 2010 Unreal Engine sort of shit. And it was like we did that, and then I think what was it? We went to Mario Land, which was the big thing. It was expensive. How much was it? I can't remember. I think it was like $40. Like if you wanted to do anything, you had to buy this like wristwatch thing. Do you remember that?
Yeah. That's and it was like those points that they gave you.
Yeah, and then you got points, and then you went and did stuff around there. It was like $40 for a wristwatch. Yes,
thank you, Garuda. Hit the like button.
Yeah, hit the like button. Subscribe. Don't worry, I'm not going to be here for long. You can get rid of me soon. If you don't like me, if you don't like the British, it's fine. We move. So it's it was like this wristwatch. I think both of us had the same reaction of no, fuck that. Because we'd already paid for the tickets to get in and everything.
Yeah, because the bracelets for themselves are pretty expensive. Like I think you said $50.
Yeah, it was like $50, something like that. And it was like if you've ever seen like a McDonald's Happy Meal sort of like quality, that was the wristwatch.
Yeah.
That they were giving out. It looked like it would just break apart if you like just kind of moved it slightly too much.
Or even just stepped on it.
Yeah. And I was just like, this looks like shit. Like all it is just like a really cheap piece of shit plastic. And then just an NFC chip inside of it. I know how much NFC chips are. They're like $1. That whole thing probably costs less than $5 to make. Like, fuck am I paying $40 for it? And you had to...
Adam?
If you say that about British food, you haven't had proper British food. Sorry. Everyone, I'm reading the chat. People moan about British food. We've talked about food already. Food in the UK is very good. People just haven't tried it. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Like people assume because of how it looks. No, it genuinely does take there are nice places to go. There is a lot of nice food. You guys just haven't been here. Like something I found out in the US is that I think it's only like 30% of US citizens have a fucking passport. Like that's just a thing. Because most of you travel around the US rather than going abroad. So, I'm still gonna say like other European countries have better food than we do, but we do some better stuff than you do. Anyway, we're not doing food again. We did that for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Back to Universal.
Universal. I think like I didn't realize how many escalators there were. I don't know what you call them.
No, they're called
things that go up and down. Escalators?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I remember at one point, like, I was like, oh man, you never want to walk up those those stairs next to it, and then Callie went and did it. And I was like, nah, I'm too lazy to do that. Because it's all on a hill. Everything in Universal is on a hill, which I found weird. Like half of it's like up on the top of the hill, and then half of it's right at the bottom. And then it's right next to a golf course for some reason.
Oh yeah. Well, technically it's not right next to it. It's just like a few miles away.
Yeah, but you think about like how good golfers can be. Like, you imagine if a golf ball just like fucking and just goes straight into a movie set or something.
I mean, to be
like,
fair, what we saw from that tour ride, they are enclosed environments, so.
Yeah, but come on. There's a small part of me after I saw that was like, man, just imagine like, I don't know, Tom Hanks or something like that, and just in the middle of a really intense scene, because it's a Tom Hanks film, so he's probably really fucking good in it. And then next thing you know is, and he just gets knocked the fuck out by a golf ball that's just come in from fucking nowhere.
Honestly though, I'm just gonna comment this. I think you should have done Disneyland instead of Universal. Because of the budget that I had. Oh yeah, that's the big problem with doing Disneyland. It's expensive.
Yeah,
but
that was the problem. When I spoke to people that I was with here, in the UK, with people that because I couldn't ask people obviously in America, because the only people I know are you in that area and a couple others, but I wouldn't see them. Everyone said to me that Disneyland is great, but you get the same experience or a better experience at the French Disneyland Paris, because of other things that are there which are not in the US one.
Yeah.
So if you're going to go to Disneyland, it's an experience that you should go.
Well, to be fair,
for Disneyland, and that's why you go there.
The Disneyland here does also have California Adventureland, which is a different experience in and of itself.
I heard about that, but I've only ever seen videos of it. I never went. So, I think your dad, like, we went past it, and your dad pointed it out to me.
Yeah.
But I never went. I also didn't go to WB Studios. Which you
can do without that. That's just a tour.
Yeah, everyone told me just don't bother with that. There's no point. But because of budget and everything, because it was such short notice, everyone.
You won't even go to the hub of Walt Disney.
What? No, we have it in France. So if you get like, everyone says like if you're gonna do Disneyland, like you do Disneyland. Like you'd spend a few days there instead. Yeah. I'm not a rides person, by the way. I don't do roller coasters. I don't do all of that. So there's parts of that I wouldn't do. Point is because of budgetary, I could only do one thing. And the one thing I was gonna do was Universal, because it's just one thing that I can't do in the UK. I was like, what is the one thing that I can't do in Europe, right? I can do Disneyland because I can go to France and do exactly the same thing, because 99% of it is exactly the same. I'd say 95%, because obviously you said California Land. I didn't really know about it, but the point is it's mostly the same. And everyone told me don't bother with WB. So I was like, okay, I guess we're doing Universal. And then I get here and then you're like, oh man, you should have gone to Disneyland. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, it's because as a local, everyone fucking loves Disneyland. There's a reason Universal's cheaper. It's because the rides aren't as great compared to Disneyland, and there's not as many.
Yeah, but I don't really do rides. I do experiences.
Well, I mean, those rides are really more experiences than they are really rides.
I'll be honest, I haven't been to Disneyland in years. I want to go back, but I've just heard that it's so fucking. In fact, I'm gonna look at this. What? You keep talking.
Okay. You know what? Instead of Disneyland, I think if you ever go to Florida, go to Disney World. That is a huge experience. Because I don't know if you know what Disney World is. It's not like Disneyland at all. It's a much bigger experience with like different areas you can spend the day in for separate days.
Just having a look at how much Disney hotel and everything. So if I went for I'm looking this up because I'm just like that. I love how they just assume that you're a family, so it immediately goes to 4 guests.
Yeah, they just want
Oh
you
my
to spend
God,
extra
what?
money.
This is so shit. That
What?
all right. I'm just gonna go for like the cheap ticket. When's the cheapest you can go?
The rides for adults are I can't say are breaking the G-force. People pass out.
Disneyland for 4 days just for a single person
Yeah.
in their cheapest hotel. Well, not their cheapest, but like cheapest by mostly. It's still £809, like $1,000 for 4 days. I'm not sure how I felt about that. I don't do enough in theme parks to think that that's worth it.
Fair enough.
Because I'd have to. I'm going to France. It's like it's cheap as shit to get to France from here. It's,
yeah.
I think it's like £30 for a return flight.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're ever gonna come back to America, and if you ever go to Florida,
I am gonna do
least,
Florida at one point.
Do Disney World.
New York.
Do Disney World at least once.
I do plan to come back. In fact, my visa says that I can come back within another year or so, another 2 years. So I probably will be back in a couple of years. And she's to Universal. I've done it.
Well, no, because there's a Universal in Florida, which is actually much bigger than the one here in California.
Fair enough. I think I would have to plan more for it because I don't know anyone in Florida, so I've got no one to guide me around anywhere.
Just go in blind. Who cares?
But yeah, I want to come back to America because it was an experience that I'd not had before.
Just warning you for Florida when you go there. Stay cool because it gets very hot there. Like you think the weather over there in the UK is hot right now. it's always like that in Florida.
Yeah. I don't have anything to compare it to, so I assume that's the case. If you're saying it's hot, then it's probably hot for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not going to be next year because next year I'm looking to go to Japan.
Oh, you're going to Japan? Oh, great.
That's the plan.
That's gonna be a really fun trip.
Yeah, it's about the same amount of money for going to Japan that it is to go to America.
Really?
Or to go to LA because it's about the same amount of time. It's about
yeah.
It's a little bit longer, but like in terms of pricing, it's about the same.
Yeah.
But me and my friends are looking to do a road trip in Japan. Because I've got one friend he drives obviously. And so what the plan is to go from
Gerudo giving you
the
tips
south,
here
either the
from
north
Miami.
of Japan to the south or south to the north, and then fly back. And just see a bunch of different cities and just live in a camper van. Which I think would be cool.
Yeah, but okay. I guess I want to ask you real quick, like, what other states do you plan on visiting currently that you have set?
New York, Miami, because I have a friend who went and he said it was quite good. So that's Miami, Florida, obviously. Boston, I want to go and see. Where else? I want to go somewhere in the Midwest. It's going to be boring as fuck, but I kind of want to go to somewhere in the Midwest just to see what sort of suburban America looks like, whether it is like how I've seen on TV. Right? I don't think I would stay there. I think I would probably just use it as a stop-off point, but I kind of want to see what if the whole idea of the white picket fence shit is real. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to go to Vegas because, of course, I was tempted to go over to Vegas while I was in LA, but I couldn't drive, so San Diego, same thing. I did speak to you about that because I think we planned it, and then I think I think you forgot.
Okay. I honestly don't. I honestly think I had mentioned we could try it, but like thinking with it is that like that takes a long time
Yeah,
to
I
get
think
there
because
from.
of like because of the shit that was happening IRL, you couldn't do it, which is fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so there's San Diego and that sort of stuff. I want to go to Tennessee, and the reason I want to go to Tennessee is because I have a friend who has a ranch over there. And I want to see what like southern,
No,
sort of like the
Nelson going in the
southern
chat saying
farm
his
life is.
Nelson going
Pardon?
his Nelson typed in the chat his Midwestern fence is metal.
But yeah, I want to see different parts of America. I want to see like southern parts. I want to see. I want to go to Mexico at one point. Because I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
Obviously that's not America, but you know, is it America? I don't know if Mexico is not part of America.
No,
I don't think
no,
it's not.
Mexico's
Right?
its own country.
I was like, when I said it, my brain was like, wait a second, is it's like no. Adam,
I mean,
this is why you don't do geography.
there's New Mexico. That's one of our states, but it's not Mexico. Mexico.
Shit I've ever said. To be honest, not the worst geography fail I've ever had.
I'm clipping that.
Don't worry, guys. Your education system hasn't failed you just that much. Ours is just as bad. Sorry, I'm just fucking I'm killing myself with that one. What was I saying? Yeah. So and then I want to go. Again, this isn't America. It's like Canada. I want to go to that sort of stuff. I've spent so much time in Europe. I just can't do Europe anymore. I want to do other places. So, like I want to go to like Central America. South
Devil Shooter.
Like that.
Devil Shooter's in Georgia. So if you ever want to go to Tennessee, if you ever want to go to Tennessee,
as I say, I've got a friend who already lives in Tennessee. So I already have someone I would be staying with because he has a ranch. So, I don't know. I don't think it's in Georgia, but I know it's in Tennessee. So that's all I know. I might be in the middle of fucking bumfuck nowhere and I don't know. I just know that there's a ranch. And guns, a lot of guns from the videos.
You definitely got to go to a gun range when you come back to America.
See, LA. I was gonna go in LA. I don't like guns, by the way, but I wanted to go in LA. But something I found out in LA, there is a law in LA, that if you do not own a gun license or you're not an American citizen, you have to have someone to come with you. And bear in mind that originally we were gonna have a few days together. I was like, oh, it's probably okay. But then when you said it was only one day, I couldn't do it anymore. So I couldn't do that in LA. That said, that was a state law, so it's probably different in the South.
Yeah.
It's probably different, I would assume, considering it's gun central down there.
Yeah. It's a way different experience over there.
So yeah, that was slightly disappointing in LA. I know I make this sound like, oh, I'm complaining about everything. I'm just English. That's what we do. I'm gonna say all this shit and still be like, yeah, it was a great holiday. No, but it was a really good holiday. I'm really getting worried about my monitor right now because it is like it keeps turning off and I'm now worried that like I've broken it.
Right, I guess we should wrap this up then. You can fix that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just paranoid. Unless you want to wrap up because it's been an hour and 10 minutes.
I mean, I think we could pretty much went through your experience though. Unless you're forgetting anything.
Can't really think of anything else. I think I've basically covered everything. Americans, you have a lovely area in LA, and I will be happy to come back. I fucking hate long flights now, but you know what? That's how we have to deal with it. Also, control your food intake, because goddamn, you guys need to, from one fat guy to a bunch of others. You guys need to sort your shit out. It's good pricing, but damn, bro.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get a better bang for your buck.
What is your height and weight, man? Tall enough and heavy enough. That's the answer I'm gonna say. Callie has seen me in real life, and I think the words you could say are "holy shit."
Well,
I am on a diet, by the way,
okay,
so
okay.
we move.
Okay. I'm just gonna say you kind of don't expect it because he's so tall. So it's like, holy shit, this man's tall.
I am 6'1". I am tall as shit.
Nelson saying Ellie is nasty, and he's talking about that's our toilet. Not everywhere in LA is completely nasty.
So if LA is your toilet, is Florida your psych ward?
Practically.
No, I am not the AdamB with 4 million subs. I have been confused with that AdamB before online. That has happened before.
Oh great! I'm gonna have people from that
that is completely off topic, but here. Actually, just because someone said that, I have actually on day one of certain games had to actively try and get on as much as fast as possible, so that he doesn't take that AdamB the username first.
How's that been going?
That is genuinely something that's happened before. And I have been recognized by fucking children. Well, I haven't been recognized, but AdamB as the name has been recognized by children in games, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "I different guy."
Wrong person, my dude.
Yeah, very different. That
Florida's
dude is a skinny fuck.
What? How are you
Florida
doing?
Is our swamp. I don't know. Never been.
Oh no, yeah, no. He's talking about geographic wise. It's actually a swamp.
Mm-hmm. Right. Perfect.
Yeah. That's why there's a lot of gators there.
Nice.
Yeah, Florida's just a complete beast within of itself. But I guess that's really what you can say about all of America, because like there's so many different varieties of location to experience.
Yeah.
It just like you're not gonna experience the same thing within each state. Maybe some states like near Texas, some of those states are kind of blend in together, like Oregon and all that. But like, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, but anyways, I guess we can wrap things up now.
Yeah, I think I've rambled on quite enough about what I've done, everything. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Hope you had a good experience though, and like would definitely love to see you come back and maybe try out some new things here in California, or maybe just come back here in the U.S. just in general.
Yeah. All I'll say for the Americans in the chat, the Redcoats came back. It was rainy and they left. Which is funny because I'm actually wearing a fucking red shirt right now. But yeah. That was lovely. I'm joking and everything like that. I genuinely did enjoy my time there, and I will definitely be back at some point. So yeah, I think I expected different things, but what I got was very good.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense. Like, what I expected and what came out of it were very different, but I'm not disappointed in what I saw. And Compton is not a bad place as far as I can tell from the 1 week I was there. Yeah, as far as I can tell from the 1 week, which of course is about as much time as most tour guides for most countries. Clearly, the 1 week I was there, nothing happened, so obviously it's the safest place in the world. Yeah. Thanks for having me on. By the way, I did notice the nerdy Pac-Man. I didn't want to say anything, but you are a dick.
I was
like,
hoping
that
you'd
is an
say
image.
something. I was hoping you'd say something.
Like, that is an image of dancing Sonic in front of fucking nerdy Pac-Man. That's an image.
Oh no,
that exists.
the dancing Sonic's always been part of this background. I just
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying the image of both is quite funny.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping you pointed out because I kind of wanted to make an evolution from just the emoji with no hands and legs that was wearing the glasses that you said the same thing to the
Next
last
time I'm on the fucking next time I'm on the podcast, it's just an ethereal being. It's just a cloud of like, I have ascended.
I've ascended to all knowing.
The pack god. Oh shit, no. I think that guy exists. I've heard the name before. I'm gonna make it.
Oh yeah, he does exist. I think he makes diss tracks for KSI.
Will you leave America like a coward when the Americans have might as next civil? That grammatically doesn't work. Will you leave America like a coward when Americans might have a next civil war? Might is a very strong word there. Sorry, I just read the last.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I guess. Yeah.
All right.
I'll just end it here. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this special episode.
I want any more water jokes, and I will complain. I will complain to your manager.
Oh God. Yeah. Well, again, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was a very different episode. Not gaming related, I know, but I wanted to get Adam's experience since we're both gamers and we both like met up in real life. So.
Oh yeah, going outside was awful.
Yeah, touching grass was always awful.
God, how do you guys do it every day?
Honestly, that's why a lot of people just stay in their houses here in the U.S.
We ain't going outside. This is bullshit.
Practically. Yeah. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your
delivery costs so much. Makes more money.
Yup. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Please tune in for next week's episode. I have some very special guests coming. So yeah. So peace.
Peace.